I think we can start, right?
Yes, I guess so as well. So welcome to today's webinar. We are happy that you are here, and so we can go through our webinar, Productivity in Confluence. In this session, we will learn how teams can structure information with blueprints in Confluence. Until I'm working as a partner manager for now more than 2.5 years at Venature. I started as an IT consultant at Venature, and now I'm working as partner manager. And today I'm with David from Zybert Media. Hi, David.
Hi, thank you. Yeah, my name is David. I'm product marketing manager at Zybert Media for almost 2 years now, and I'm responsible for different apps like Blueprint Creator, Aura, and so on.
Yeah,
yes.
Thank you. Thank you for the short introduction. So right now, I will share a short poll with you so we can see what the knowledge level of you in Confluence. I will launch the poll now, so you will have the chance now to select the knowledge level, so we can have we can see how deep we have to go through Confluence in the webinar. While you are selecting the poll, we will have a quick look through today's agenda. First, we have a quick view through the facts and figures of Venature and Zybert Media. Afterwards, an introducing of Confluence, and then we will see how to work productive in Confluence, including a live demo from David. And afterwards, it's time for your question. There's a chance that we have a little Q&A session, so we can answer your questions you might have. So first, some information about Venature. So what is Venature? Venature is a Atlassian Platinum Solution Partner. We are providing qualified solutions for the entire Atlassian stack for our customers. We are creating innovative solutions for them across all departments, not just for project management, IT, or software development. We are creating solutions as well for HR departments, for marketing, so through all the departments a company has. And with that, we are supporting companies across all the industries through their digital transformation. Some more information about Venature. Venature was founded in 2016 in Cologne, our headquarters here in Germany. And right now, after 5 years, we have roundabout or more than 400 customers and more than 100 employees worldwide. Worldwide means that we have different locations. We have our headquarters here in Germany, but besides we have locations in Turkey, Croatia, Bosnia-Herzegovina, and United Arab Emirates. And with that, we are the leading solution provider for Atlassian Infobip products through the EMEA region. What are we offering? We are offering consultancy services for Atlassian Infobip products, starting from an introduction and a requirements session through the implementation. Besides that, we have a custom app development for the Atlassian environment, where you can find or use the apps in the Atlassian marketplace. We are doing workshops and trainings for the Atlassian and Infobip products. We are developing software integrations together with our customers in the Atlassian environment, but also outside the Atlassian stack. And we are helping our customers with license management. So, with the cloud migrations into the cloud migration or into the cloud environment of Atlassian as well. So David, maybe some words for Zybert Media.
Yes, thank you. Just a quick recap about Zybert Media. We are also a Platinum Solution Partner for Atlassian, as well as a Google Cloud Partner. We employ around 200 people in the center of Germany, in Wiesbaden. And we build collaboration software for Atlassian, including agile processes, tools like for Scrum, Kanban, and Safe. And yeah, we also do consultancy and app development and specific solution for Scrum and Kanban.
Thank you for the short overview. So now let's have a look into Confluence with a little introduction into Confluence. I just had a look into the Confluence knowledge level poll, and I saw that most of you use Confluence in your daily work. So we will have a roughly overview about Confluence, so because all of you know it already. So let's have a look into it. What is Confluence? Confluence is a central workplace for your organization. And with that, Confluence is structured into spaces, and in each space we have different pages which are divided into a specific page tree. The information in Confluence are stored in the pages which you are managing in the page tree, and on these pages you can work collaborative with all the teammates of your team and also with colleagues outside of the team. You can create information there, work on meeting notes together in the meeting, and store information and make information visible from other softwares like Jira as well. So it's possible to implement connection between Confluence and other products, and you can make the information from other products like Jira Software or Jira Service Management visible in Confluence on your Confluence page. And even if you can work on the editing sector with your team, together with your team, the collaboration does not stop there. You can use the comment functionality for the inline comments, as we saw here in this little video, to start a discussion for a specific part of the information stored on a page, or you can use the comment functionality to comment the whole page and start discussion for the information of the whole page. Some key facts about Confluence and where Confluence can help you. So you can bundle your knowledge centrally. So what does it help you in your company when you use Confluence? You can break down silos, because when you build the knowledge base into Confluence, the knowledge is visible for everyone who should see it. You have a big search functionality in Confluence where you find your information, and with that you can create transparency through your team, through your company, and it makes all the work visible, and other teams can benefit from the knowledge a team has structured in Confluence before. You have easy communication because you can find the information you need, and you can discuss the information in Confluence in an inline comment or by commenting the page. You are able to share your pages, your information with your team or with people outside of the team, and you collaborate on the edit mode. As I said before, you can work on the information on the task output together. And with that, you can create a single source of truth, because having all the information stored in one place, having a bundled knowledge helps you that everyone knows where he can find the knowledge, and he doesn't look somewhere else than Confluence. Everyone knows the information. The single source of truth is Confluence, and it helps you to provide the information to your company. And to get this single source of truth and to live this single source of truth, it has to be easy to create content at any time. And this is possible with the create functionality of Confluence. You can create a page wherever you like in the page tree. And yeah, this helps you to store the information, even if it's just a short note. But with that, we also have challenges, because even if it's easy to create information or to create pages, that makes it difficult as well, because you have to create and maintain the structures of your information in the system. And you should not, you should not create it anywhere and you think, well, okay, someone, if he looks for the information, he will find it. You have to maintain the created structure, which was implemented when you get Confluence in your company, because otherwise you have content overload. When everyone creates pages with information where they think it's okay, it's possible that you have created pages with the same information on different locations. And this makes it very, very complicated to search for this stuff. And this is based on a missing structure, because then you do not know, well, where do I have to put this information? And when you maintain a structure and everyone knows where information is stored and where they have to look up. And it's not possible that they miss content, because when you have a clear structure, it's easy to search for information, and you really know where to look at to find the information. And with that, well, structuring information is always a challenge, as we saw, and having templates or blueprints which helps you provide a good help to your people, to your employees, to your colleagues, to maintain the structure. And this is a case where the blueprint creator came into place. And David, now it's your turn.
Thank you, Till. Yeah, like you said, Confluence is a great collaboration tool, but we often struggle with structuring information. And today we're going to look at how blueprints can help us kind of structure the processes around content creation in Confluence. And I'm going to share my screen. Just 1 second. So you should see my Confluence. Till, just
See?
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Okay. So for this we have prepared a demo instance. This is Confluence data center, and like we heard, we can use Confluence as a collaboration tool for our teams. We can create spaces and pages to structure all our information. We can make spaces for our teams. We can plan projects and so on. And one of the use cases we want to talk about today is meeting notes. And it's a pretty simple use case, but it's a good one to understand the functionality. And for this case is when we capture meeting notes and when we try to document our meetings, it's often the case that we try to create a new page, and then we just going to note down all our notes and the information and start to document the meeting. And then often we have to get back to the page and start to structure the content. And maybe we want to mention some participant from the team, or we want to add some action items. And this alone is a lot of time and work. And it gets more frustrating if different team members document different meetings and different places. And we kind of lose the structure of our meeting notes, and we don't know how we can structure our process correctly. And one solution we can use is blueprints. And in this case, we would document the meeting and we would go over this menu. And usually we would start with a blank page. So we just get a blank page and start to document. But we can also use the blueprint. And in the blueprint, we got the option to capture some information before we start to create the page. In this case, we could select the type of the meeting. It could be an information meeting. The meeting name could be productivity conference. We can select the different attendees, which is maybe Theo and Winter. The goal of this meeting is to learn about blueprints, and the meeting is taking place remote this time. Once we have gathered all this information, we can go on to create, and we get a predefined page. As we can see, all the information we just added is on the side here in this little overview. And then we got a page ready to start to document the meeting. So every team member, when they create a new meeting document, They can add all the information, and then they can just easily start to type into here. Of course, they can also start to build out the page as they like and whatever the team needs. But it gives the team members a little bit of structure, and it's also easier to start once you have a predefined page. I'll just give this here a test title, because there should be a page title. Once we're finished with all this, we're going to publish. And we will see that our meeting should just, okay. Our meeting is just in this overview page. It's an overview page we created right here. And we can see that all our meetings are listed. And we can see the different attendees, the goals we had for these different meetings, location, and so on. And of course, we could just enter the page over the link. These little overview pages are created with the page properties macro, which we're going to get into in just a second. Right now, I want to show you what the backend look like and a little bit of the magic that happens in the background. And for this, we're going to go over general configurations and then into manage page blueprints. And we can see all the different blueprints that we prepared for our teammates. In this case, we got the meeting notes. When we open it, we see the page we just created and also some placeholders. These placeholders act as form fields, which we saw at the beginning when I started to create the page. When we go over this little button right here in the top right corner, we see all the different placeholders on this page. The type of meeting, meeting names, and so on. And if we want to create a new placeholder, we can just go over this button. And we can select from text, multi-line text, select, multi-selects. We can add the date. We can mention different users, and we can also link Confluence pages. We can also access one of the existing placeholders, and we can see we can set a name for the meeting or for the placeholder, a description. We can mark it as mandatory, and we can also set the option as labels. So the page you create with the blueprint automatically gets a label. And then, of course, we can add different options. In this case, we have strategy, information, general, or fix. We could also add something like a daily in here and then save. And the next time you create a new meeting from the meeting notes blueprint, you can also use this option. Once we're finished, we're going to save it. And we can also do a lot of other things. The third thing is we can configure the form, which means we can use the different placeholders in this form we saw at the beginning. Can also add different slides. In some cases, you will have multiple placeholders, and then you could add different slides, so you don't have like 20 placeholders and you need to scroll down. Also, we can add page title configuration, which means we can add different placeholders from our blueprint into the title, and then always when we create a new page, the placeholders and different predefined text notions get put into the page title. One other thing is child blueprints. We also have the option to add more blueprints into one, but this is something I'm going to show you later. For now, we can look into different use cases, because once we start to work with these blueprints and try to structure our information process, we can build many different use cases. And one interesting one is onboarding. And this one I'm going to show you now is these onboarding checklists. And here we can see what we can do if we kind of use the different aspects with the page properties and our blueprints. And at Cybermedia, we use similar onboarding checklist for every new employee, which is starting. Then we create a new onboarding checklist. You can just take a quick look into here. So maybe some new steps they need to do, which teams they need to talk to, of course, which position they work in, and which team, and start date. And with the help of these blueprints, we can create these overview pages. So we can list all the new employees which started, the position they work in, the location. But then we can also start to sort into different categories. In this case, we sorted them after job profiles. So we have designers, developers, or maybe managers, and we can start to sort the information. And every time an HR employee wants to create a new checklist, we just go over the button here, or using the blueprint, and then we can fill all the information about the employee, the position, and so on. Right. One of the other things is training portal. This we could use to create a knowledge base. So maybe we have different trainings we are offering, or different conferences our teammates went to. We could start to document the different conferences, when they start, what are the topics, and then we could also start to categorize after different things like online courses, or what's also pretty cool is books. If your employees start to doing book reviews, maybe we could start to select different books and capture them over our blueprints, and we can see the different topics, the rating, and when we go into one of these books, we could also start to write a short description, conclusion, and can also provide who did this review. Maybe this is our colleague Adil, and so we can start to structure the content creation. Yes. What we also can do when we start to structure information and use these blueprints, we can also use multiple pages at a time. So as I told you before, we got the option to set a child blueprints, and therefore I'm going to jump into Scrum meetings. And if you're working after Scrum, you will know that there are multiple meetings that you need to do in a sprint. We got the planning, the review, and the retrospective meeting. And if we want to plan these beforehand, we can also use blueprint. So in this case, we would go to this create option, and we would use the Scrum meeting blueprint, and we will go into next. And in this case, we can start to add a prefix. So maybe our sprint, we call it just test sprint. And we can see that all the pages that are going to be created get the specific prefix. And then when we go into next, we could, like the blueprint before, we can start to add different information. So add a product owner, Scrum Master, and of course the different developers on the team. I'm just going to add some here. Then we could also start to document the start and the end date of the meeting. So when we start on the 10th and ends 2 weeks later. And when we go into create, we see that all the different Scrum meetings are created at one click. So we got the overview page, and then we got the different meetings like sprint meetings, sprint planning, sprint review, and also the retrospective. And here are as well the different informations that we captured through the placeholders are placed right on the page. So we got the date, the participants, and then we could go ahead and start to edit the page and create the processes that we need. So that's all about the page blueprints, which helps us to structure our daily business when we document our content and when we work our daily business. One of the other things the blueprint creator can do is create space blueprints. So in the case when you want to create predefined spaces for maybe your teams, or maybe you do different projects or even have clients, then you use a predefined space. So if you always use the same pages, it's the same dashboard or overview page, then you can use a space blueprint. And when we go into create space, then we also got the option to create blank space, of course, personal space, as well as team or project. These two are now space blueprints. When we go into next, we can see the usual information we need to add the space name. It's also going to be test, going to be a description. And then when we go into next, we can start to add in different details about the project. So the start date could be the 1st of October. The end is maybe end of November. And it's about an online shop that we are building. So when we go into next, we can add different information about the project team. In this case, the project lead, which is going to be Pamela Winter. Our Scrum Master is Alana. And we got Theo as an UX designer. And then we can also add a developer. In this case, it's going to be Adia. And when we're going to create a space, a whole new space is created. We got the front page, which has all the details that we just added. Got the project lead, it's Pamela Winter, project team, start and end date in the online shop. And then we also created a different set of pages in this new space. So we got maybe the project meetings, the project team. And here we can also add more information about the team and so on. This is a pretty basic overview. Of course, you can add as many pages as you want, and you can also design the pages for whatever reason you need them to be. Of course, we can also look at the backend in this case. So we're going into Confluence administration and then into the space blueprints this time. And it's pretty similar to the page blueprints, but in this case, when you're going to edit it, you're going to get a layout similar to Confluence. And you could start to edit the page, could also select the placeholders, which we also did in the page blueprint. Then you can start to create different pages and add new pages and start to build the project or team space or even client space in whatever kind of way you want to. So when we go back, we can set the overview. In this case, we can also add slides. Just 1 second, we want project. Oh, my bad. Sorry. In this case, we just saw we had multiple slides. So we have placeholders embedded in different slides. First is just a general space properties that we need to fill out. Then we also got the different placeholders like start date, end date, and then project team. And we could also add a different slide, and then we could use placeholders and put them in a different one and start to build out the whole process of creating new spaces. I'm going to save this. And yeah, this is a short overview of the different blueprint creator functionalities we can use to kind of boost our productivity and to structure information processes. Of course, there are many different use cases you can do. We can also start to content marketing, which we personally do at Cyber Media, when we kind of sort our different blog posts and marketing activities. We can use these overview pages to plan our different efforts we do, maybe blog post, LinkedIn promotion, and of course we could also create a new idea, and then we can create a blog post with a subject, product activity, description, and then when we create it, we also get the same idea. We get a predefined page to not confronted with a blank page, but we could also start to work the predefined page and get our processes running. Yes, that's from my side. I could jump back into the webinar, and then we have some time for the Q&A session.
Thank you, David.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, thank you so much for this cool demo. And there are some questions in the chat, so maybe we can go through them and ask them. And there are some more in the Q&A session. So the first one was from Rainer. He asked, can blueprints only be managed, created by Confluence administrators or by space administrators as well?
Both is true. You need to be a space administrator, but when you're a Confluence administrator, of course, you can also manage the blueprints. I can just jump back into one of these spaces, and you could also go over space tools and then content tools, which are just for this space. And you could also create blueprints just for this particular space. I hope this answers the question.
Seems like it. We got a thumbs up from Rainer. A second one from Johannes. Does the blueprint creator have a REST endpoint so creation of spaces can be automized?
Personally, I don't know specifically about the coding side of things. I know that you need to do everything manually for right now, but this is a kind of technical question. So REST endpoint, I can't really answer. I don't know. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So we will have this question with us, and we'll send the information over.
Yes, of course.
Yeah. Then we have another one in the Q&A section over here. Can anyone in the company create the blueprints, or do you need a Confluence admin to do it? I guess it was answered in the chat before that
Yes.
Confluence admin and space admin can do it.
Yes, of course. Also, to create blueprints, you need to be at least in space admin. To use the blueprints, everybody in the different spaces can do it. So just one thing I didn't show, I think, is when we have the different spaces, you can also limit the blueprint to spaces. So if you create a global blueprint for the entire Confluence, you can also start to, in this case, when we go to marketing, we can see that the content marketing blueprint is only available in the marketing space. So only the users which have access to the marketing space can use this blueprint. But for the global blueprints, everybody in the company can use them. As for creating them, only when you have the administration rights.
And maybe one interesting deep dive question on this: the space admin is allowed to create global blueprints as well, or just for spaces?
Just for the space,
yeah.
where you have the rights to.
Okay, then there's another one. Is there a limit to the number of placeholders that can be inverted?
There is no limit actually. I think we have one customer which has about 150 placeholders in one form. So whatever kind of process you try to structure, there is no really limit yet to the number of placeholders you can insert.
Okay. Then another one from Thomas. Can you upgrade a space blueprint into a blueprint for the whole Confluence site? So can you make a space blueprint to a global blueprint?
Yes, you can. When you have Confluence administration rights, you can access them through, I think, Confluence confirmation, and then you can just 1 second. It's not. That's okay. I had to look up the documentation, but you can when you have the Confluence administration rights, you can as well upgrade the existing space blueprints into global blueprints.
Yeah, cool. And there's another information which came from one of your colleagues, David. It's in the chat for Johannes. They just asked the blueprint creator developers. Unfortunately, it's not possible to automate the creation of spaces with REST endpoint.
Yeah. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay.
Are there any other questions from your end? Feel free to write them into the chat or into the Q&A section. We'll give you another minute.
I think when there are, well, we are a little bit early today, but I think if there are any more questions, feel free to contact us. I just opened the Benefit slide. I think, Till, if you want to say a few words about that.
Yes, thank you so much for joining this session. We are always happy to help you if there are any questions when you want to implement Blueprint. We can help you with consultancy services and stuff like this, or provide you some more deep dive trainings on the Blueprint Creator. If you have any questions about this, you can reach out to us via mail or LinkedIn, or on the LinkedIn profile, send us a message, and then thank you so much for joining, and have a great day.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Till.
Thank you, David. Bye.
Bye.